Shabbat Shalom, good Shabbos, good evening, welcome to all. For those who don't know me, I'm Rabbi Richard Spiegel. That's what I said. I'm the very lucky Rabbi Emeritus of this wonderful temple. And Rabbi Averbach is actually, I think, taking vacation, which is wonderful. In the summertime, I'm glad to hear that, and I hope he's enjoying very much. And Chazan Noam, this is the first time that I get to stand next to you leading services, so I'm honored and delighted with this, and I know you've been welcome to this temple many times already, but I want to do it myself this evening as well. So we look forward to having a lovely, kind of Hamish informal Shabbat Eve service here in our chapel. Let's join together, let's sing, let's enjoy, let's welcome Shabbat. We are on page 5 in our prayer books, the beautiful words of Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon mi melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Boachem l'shalom malachei hashalom, malachei elyon mi melech malchei hamalachim hakadosh baruch hu. Boachem l'shalom malachei hashalom, Malachei Elyon mi melech malchei hamelachim hakadosh baruch hu. Boachem l'shalom malachei hashalom, malachei Elyon mi melech malchei hamelachim hakadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon mi melech malchei hamelachim hakadosh baruch hu. Barchuni l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon mi melech malchei hamelachim hakadosh baruch hu. Barchuni l'shalom, malachei hashalom, Elyon mi melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Tzechem l'shalom malachei hashalom, malachei elyon mi melech malchei hamelachim hakadosh baruch hu. Tzechem l'shalom malachei hashalom, Malachei Elyon mi melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Tzechem l'shalom malachei shalom, malachei Elyon mi melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu.
Now that we're feeling a little bit the spirit of Shabbat, I'd like to invite forward all of those ladies in the congregation who would like to come forward to light the candles. Anybody else who wants to join them, would you please come forward for the blessing over the Shabbat candles? Good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom. We turn to the beautiful Psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat, welcoming Shabbat. Please turn to page 11. And we join together L'chu Neranenah.
L'chu Neranenah L'Adonai Nariah L'Tzor Yishenu Mekadmavana Betoda Bizmirot Narialo Arbaim Shana Akum Bedor Vaomar Am Toei Levavhem Vem Lo Yadu Drachai Asher Nishbati Be'api Im Yevon El Menuchati
Page 13, sing to Adonai a new song, sing to Adonai all the earth. The top of page 13 from Psalm 96, Shiru Adonai.
Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Shemo, Basru Miyom, Yom Yeshuato, Sapru Vagoyim Kevodo, Vechol Amim Niflotav, Ki Gadol Adonai, Umulal Meod, Norahu, Al Kol Elohim, Ay, Ki Kol Elohe, Ha'amim Elilim, Adonai Shamayim Asa, Hod Ve'adar Lefanav, Tiferet Ve'mikdasha, Avul Adonai, Mishpachot Amim, Avul Adonai, Kavod Va'oz, Avul Adonai, Kevod Shemo, Seu Mincha, Uvo Lechatzrotav, Yishtachavu Adonai, Kodesh, Chilu mipanav kol haaretz, Imru v'goyim Adonai malach, Avtikon tevel ba'al timod, Yadin amim v'meisharim, Yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz, Yiramaya. Shaddai v'chol asher bo, az yiranenu kol aseyar lifnei Adonai kiva lishbot haaretz, yishbot tevel v'tzedek ve'amim ve'emunato yanai nanai
We did this. Where are we now? I'm sorry, wrong one. Page 20 now. We're at the bottom of the top portion of the page in the Hebrew, at the bottom, Ramamu Adonai Eloheinu, exalt Adonai our God, and bow down at God's holy mountain, for Adonai our God is holy.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'yishtachavu le'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'yishtachavu le'har kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'yishtachavu le'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'yishtachavu le'har kodsho.
The mystics in Tzfat said we should have 6 psalms representing the days of the week, but now let's start to turn towards Shabbat and have this beautiful poem, this beautiful piyut. Call it what you want, we all love it. We welcome the bride of Shabbat, Lecha Dodi, page 23.
Na 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 na. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. O lecha dodi likra kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor בדיבור אחד השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, בשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. O lecha dodi likra kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor haberacha. Mirosh mikedem nesukad, sof maaseh b'machshava tchila. O lecha dodim likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. O lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Mikdash melech ir melucha, kum mitzahi mitoch afecha. Rav lach shevet be'emek avacha, v'hu yachamor חמלה, הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התנערי מעפר קומי, לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי, על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי, קורבה אל נפשי גאלה, הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, קומי באורך, קומי אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני, עלייך נגלה, הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לא תבושי ולא תקמי, מה תשתחווי ומה תהני, בך יחסו אני עמי, ונבנתה עיר אל תילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, והיו למשיסה שוסייך פרח כקוקו, מלבלייך יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמסוס חתן או כלה, הולך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי, על יד איש בן בצי, ונשמחה ונגילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה,
You may be seated. Traditionally, Lecha Dodi is welcoming Shabbat for sure, and also at the end of Lecha Dodi, this is a time traditionally that you welcome mourners back to the congregation who have been in their mourning and at their time of loss, their first time coming to the congregation. Joel Schrader, we want to welcome you back to our congregation in your sadness and offer our condolences to you on the loss of your dear sister. And I remember that you were a great dancer. And you used to say you learned from your sister. Was this the sister? That was very dear to you. And so we know the loss is very great. And we welcome you back to our congregation. I'd like to ask everyone to turn to page 26 and join reciting the traditional words in the Hebrew and then the English. Hamakom yinachem etchem b'toch sha'av elei Zion v'Yerushalayim. May the divine comfort you along with all the other mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. We're turning now to the Sabbath Psalm. There are 6 Psalms before Lecha Dodi and one more, that this is the Shabbat, page 27. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat. What are you going to do? Tzaddik. We're going to be at the bottom, the conclusion 28, Tzaddik Katamar.
Tzaddik Katamar Yifrach Gerez Valvanon Yizkeh Shetuli Mevet Adonai Mechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Od Yenuvun Beseva Desheinim Berananim Iyu Lehagid Ki Ashar Adonai Tzuri Elo Avlata.
I'm going to do something and I'll turn on my love. And now Shabbat has been officially welcomed into our congregation, and it has been our custom here for a long time at this moment when we're welcoming Shabbat to really welcome Shabbat. That means it's time to put away all of the stuff during the week that we're not so crazy about, and let's think about good thoughts. Let's really let our minds relax and rest, and let's think about good things because this is going to be a happy, joyous day. So who has something good that happened in your life, maybe this past week or so, or maybe it's about to happen, that you'd like to share with us? Something happy that's happening.
I had something good happen today. Several things, but the best was finding my cell phone so I could get to the surface.
That's good. When you lose your cell phone, it's always good to find it. Benny.
Our daughter came 25 yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Special birthday. We had a good time.
Yes, ma'am. You got a puppy? Wait a minute. With an S at the end? Puppies? Wow. Wow. You got nice parents, you know? Yeah. They didn't raise their hand. The kids raised their hand. Congratulations. I think you're going to love those puppies. Anybody else?
I got to see Buzz and Carol's Gardens this week.
Oh. That sounds like something nice.
Well, this is my something nice, because every Friday I get to come to services with my oldest son. I love that.
Ah.
This is my
That's nice. Good. Wonderful. Wonderful. Anybody else want to add anything? You? Oh, I didn't start. Wait a minute. Yes.
I got to help out at my school garden and got to help with after my little brother with some of my friends.
Oh, okay.
So I was one of them.
Oh, you were one of them. Okay. I can't see you, but stand up. I can't see you. Okay.
Well, I was going over my school run too, and I was happy to be off the stone.
A lot of people in gardens these days. Nice. Nice. Yes.
We spent last weekend with our, like, almost 1 year old granddaughter. This one.
I have her. On a tie. On the tie. Yes, I have her on a tie. Yes. She's adorable. Anybody else want to add something fun? Yes, ma'am.
Well, we've had a little bit of a hard week, but we've been so embraced by our community here, and the community, and our extended family, and so we're feeling very blessed.
Well, that's really nice. It's nice to hear, and it's nice, that's what a community is for. So, lots of things, and I hope there's some others that people aren't even announcing, but with good things in our lives. And I always like to say, it's just wonderful to be here together on a beautiful Friday night. The weather is beautiful, a little warm, but beautiful. And it's wonderful to be here, and we're filling the chapel like by the moment. So it's quite lovely. Let's take a deep breath, take in the goodness. Okay, feel that goodness of the week, of our time. And we are now on page 29. One more psalm before we turn to the evening service proper. Adonai Malach. Adonai is not. Are you going to bark? I'm sorry. You told me that you got it down. You got it down on the paper. Yes. Okay, on my paper. You can do Adonai Malach, or you can do Baruch. Hold on. We're turning to the evening service. Which page are we on?
We are on.
Page 39A. Please rise for the call to worship the Baruch. I just want to show you, I got different pages here.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah.
Baruchu et Adonai Yamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Leolam Vaed. Hamevorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated. Please read together in the English in the bottom portion of 39B. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space. You completed your work of creation on the seventh day, calling this day from one evening to the next, the holy Shabbat, and gave this day of rest and all its holiness to your people Israel, creator of day and night, rolling light before darkness and darkness from light, making day pass and bringing on the evening, distinguishing day from night. Adonai Tzavaot is your name, living and ever-present God. May your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני,
ברוך שמו.
אמרי ורבי.
Amen. Page 40, we join together, Ahavat Olam.
אהבת עולם, sorry, we'll just do this one. אהבת תורה
At this point, it's, yeah.
מצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו, בשוכנו וקומנו, נשיע בחוקך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו לאורך ימינו, לאורך ימינו, ולהם נגד יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני,
Baruch Shemo.
לב עמו ישראל.
Amen.
שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, ושבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושופך ובקומך
וקשרתם להיות על ידיך,
והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
Please continue Shema silently on page 42.
ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף בטיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We continue now with the beautiful words of Mi Chamocha. Who is like you, Adonai, among the mighty? Who is like you, adorned in holiness, revered in praise, working wonders? Page 44, fourth line on the page.
Mi Chamocha bailim Adonai, mi כמוך, נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילתו ספר, נורא תהילתו ספר, מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקיים לפני משה, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר יוודע אדוני יעקב וגואלו מהחזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Page 45, beautiful words of Hashkivenu. Please God, bring peace, the shelter of peace. If there's anything our world needs, it's peace. Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'amidenu malkeinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'amidenu malkeinu lechayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha vetaknenu veta tova milfanecha. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'amidenu malkeinu lechayim. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'amidenu malkeinu lechayim. Ushmor tzeitzenu Eloheinu l'chaim l'shalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Baruch ata Adonai hapores sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
Amen. The people of Israel shall observe Shabbat, maintaining it as an everlasting covenant throughout all generations. Page 46, Vishamru.
We rise.
Rise.
We rise.
Please rise.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. יתגדל ויקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
ילמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי וחייכונו ביומכון וחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם לא מעולמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי קודשם בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן ועלמה ויאמרו
Silent Amida, pages 47 through 52. As you conclude the reading or your silent thoughts, you may be seated.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ויראו אמן. שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ya na 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 na, ya na 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 na, ya na 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 na, ya na 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 na, ya na 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 na.
Please turn in the backs of the prayer books, inside the back cover, the beautiful words, melody written by Debbie Friedman and Dora Seitel, the Misha Beirach. As we sing these beautiful words, we will insert as well all of the names from our Misha Beirach list, and if there are other names you'd like to add, you'll have that chance to do so.
Misha Beirach Avoteinu Mikol HaBracha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
Stephen Ross, Menucha bat Necha, Shlomo ben Rivka, Rivka bat Sarah, Yonatan Reuven ben Rivka, Lezer ben Chava, Rav Chaim Yaakov ben Pesha, Chava Fredel bat Meira Noga, Naftali ben Devora, Meira Yaakova bat Gitta Brina, Yehudit bat Sarah, Moshe ben Yehudit, Greg Watson, David Gould, Asa Loal, Al Sanderson, Shirley Rutkovitz, John Ogle, Ron Kadish, Diana Baffel Brill, Carl Weiss, Barry Perkin, Katrinka Schiffman, Miriam Garfield, Chanaleah bat Alice, Shani bat Rachel, Harav Masha Rachel bat Goldaleah, Pesa bat Bracha, Victor Goldstein, Maya Ruth bat Esther, Yonatan ben Chana, Shlomo Lev ben Pesi, Rachel bat Fega, Richard Koren, Laura Ziff, Karen bat Maya Ruth, Rav Yisrael Shimon ben Liba Brina, Reuven Michael ben Shirley, Moshe ben Chana, Marta Naomi bat Chana Chava, Mike Reiter, Melech ben Razel, Rachel bat Avraham, Tammy Wakeman, David ben Devora Root, Yaakov ben Sarah, Betty Herman, Marie bat Sarah, Avraham Yaakov ben Miriam, Yosef ben Brina. Any other names you'd like to add?
Yael Margolin Rice, Serena Rickstein-Levetti, Gary Brown, and Ilona.
Chris Valentine and Nancy Weiss.
Malcolm Yaakov Ben Leon, David Gabay, and Aaron Harvey.
Okay.
Catherine Nelson.
Misha Beirach Imotenu Mikol HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Page 54, Kaddish Shalem.
יתגדל ויגדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
עלמא דברך קירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו.
Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach.
לעולם לעולמי עולמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה.
בריחו.
לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן מעלמה ואמרו.
Amen.
יתקבל צלטון ובעלתון דכל ישראל, קודם אבהון די ושמיה ואמרו. אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, בחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו. אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו,
הוא יעשה שלום.
עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו. אמן.
for the Kiddush.
Sabri. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafei. Amen. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh b'reishit yu yom tefila lemikra kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzrayim kilanu v'acharta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'v'ratzon inkaltanu Baruch Ata Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. Can we invite all our kids up front? A moment. Come up here. I'm going to get the call. You may be seated. No, I'm going to call. Before I begin to say a few words, can I say Yasher Koach to Chazan Noam? It is a pleasure again to welcome you to the congregation, and to be next to you up here was wonderful. And Mariano, as always, terrific. And Colin, thank you for being a wonderful usher today. And as people walked in, we got our money's worth. So thank you for welcoming everyone as they walked in tonight. So one of the nice things about getting to substitute as a rabbi is it gives you a chance to go back into your files, you know. And by the way, I have real files, you know, not the thing people have today. I mean, I have paper, you know, whole things like files and files. And you get to go in, I have files of the Torah portions and all kinds of things, and you get to look at your files and you see things and you see notes. And tonight I thought, oh boy, this is just wonderful. It reminds me of things from the years ago and all of that, and it was just great. So here we are, the portion is Pinchas. We're going to talk about it tomorrow morning in services more specifically. But as we think about this portion, it starts with a question. If you were to be asked the question, what's the most inclusive verse in the whole Torah, what would you choose? Okay. If you were asked, what's the most inclusive verse in the entire Torah, what would you choose? Okay. While you're thinking about it, here's a story about 3 sages of the Talmud. And in fact, this is a kind of a true story, or at least it's a written down story. Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, Rabbi Judah the Prince, who was the codifier of the Mishnah, he was a big-time rabbi back in the Talmudic days, a long time ago. He was really something very special, right? And he had these 3 favorite students. One was Ben Azai, one was Ben Zoma, they're kind of famous, and another one was Ben Pazi, who we kind of hardly know about him. but it's three students in this story, okay? And he says to them, Mahapasuk hakolel b'yoter haTorah, what's the most inclusive verse in the entire Torah? He asked them this question, these great rabbis. The great Rabbi Ben Zoma answers first. He chooses a verse that some of you might have thought of right away when I asked that question. He said, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one," the Shema. That would be a pretty good answer, you'd think. Ben Zoma said, it's surely the most basic belief in our religion. It's the most fundamental affirmation that we have. Everything else in our tradition stems from this. There's one God in the world, over nature, over history, over Israel, over humanity, and good times and bad. That's the Shema. Rabbi Judah the Prince is listening, says nothing. Ben Azai speaks. He chose a verse that you might have even chosen over the Shema. V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. That's a big one. I think I would have chosen that, I have to be honest. And he said, this is the real center of our faith. The whole point behind all of our prayers and rituals and study that we do is for this, to become a good, decent, ethical human being. That's the goal of our religion. Therefore, I believe this is the most inclusive verse in the entire Torah. Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi listened, did not say anything. And then Ben Pazi spoke up, this not so well-known student of his. And he chose as the most inclusive verse in the entire Torah, a verse that you could not have possibly considered. It's in this week's Torah reading. He said, here it is. All the special sacrifices are brought on each of the holidays. That's what we read about in our Torah portion in Pinchas. In fact, it's the portion that we read during as the mafta reading for all of our holidays through the year. And then it says after that, in addition to these special sacrifices, it says, Et hakebes ha'echad ta'aseh b'boker ve'et hakebes ha'sheni ta'aseh ben ha'arbayim. You shall offer up one lamb every morning and one lamb every night. Ben Pazi says, this, in my judgment, is the most inclusive verse in the entire Torah. And Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi says, I agree with Ben Pazi. He agrees with him. That is, you shall offer up one lamb every morning and one lamb every night. That's the most inclusive verse in the Torah, and that's what he agrees with. How can it possibly be? And by the way, when you're reading this, it's really perplexing because Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi was an intellect. He's talking at a time when the temple has been destroyed, so they're not even offering the sacrifices. He's trying to develop a Judaism post-sacrifice that we can go on and live as a people. And he was an intellectual who could talk with the Roman leaders and others, and he was kind of a rich guy. I mean, he had a lot going for him, but I mean, why does he pick out this verse out of all the verses? Why would it be that? Over the Shema, and over V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. How's he picking that out? Here's a thought. The Shema is a great principle. It's a principle. Love your neighbor as yourself is a great concept, a wonderful concept, but it's a concept. The real measure of a person's religion, the real test of whether a person is only talking about religion or really acting in a religious way, is what you do in your faith every morning and every evening. If you do this, then the religion is real. That's what it is. It was his way of saying it's about concrete deeds. It's not just about ideas. It's not just about talk to the air. It's what do you do? So then think about this, about what it means when we use words like religious and faithful and committed in our daily speech. So for instance, a person plays cards or mahjong, let's say, every Monday afternoon. You'd say they play mahjong religiously, right? You would say that. If a person comes to bingo every Thursday night, you would say the person comes to bingo faithfully every Thursday. By the way, we once had a member of our synagogue, some of you know her very well, who told me years ago, in fact, Thursday night was her Shabbos. I shouldn't worry if I don't see her on Friday night or Saturday. I'll see Thursday night she's here, it's her Shabbos. If you're coming there, you could say you do it faithfully. If you do something, if you come to services, though, every Friday, you can say you do it religiously. If you come every Shabbos morning, you can say you really are doing it. It's a matter of faith, and you're doing it each and every week. And it's something very, very special. It means that you don't miss it, that it's incorporated in your life, and it's really part of you. And that's why Ben Pazi said it's the most inclusive verse, because it means you're part of your faith by what you're doing all the time. That's how it is. Bringing a sacrifice that we believed in every morning and every evening, doing something each and every day, that's the essence of what it is to be a really involved Jewish person. Some of you will recall this story. I'd love to remember back when it's now quite an old story, because it was when I was a very young rabbi. And in my first pulpit in Kalamazoo, Michigan, yes, I really was at Kalamazoo, Michigan. And when we were doing conversions, we had to go to Detroit, because that's where the mikveh was, and that's where the Beit Din was. So we would drive all the way there, and I would get with the older rabbis of the suburban Detroit area, and I would bring my people who were ready to convert to the mikveh, and we would do it there. And there was this one sweet old rabbi. I was this young rabbi, and he was this sweet Rabbi Wein. And as we were bringing them into Judaism, they converting, he would sit down with them and he would say, now that you're Jewish, he said, I want you to think about this. Try to do something Jewish each and every day. Do something Jewish each and every day. Something that you can say you're doing that's Jewish. And if you'll do that, Judaism will really be meaningful to you. It was his way of saying, now that you're becoming part of the Jewish people and the Jewish faith, what's going to be meaningful? Do something Jewish each and every day. And I used to tell our kids when it would be the end of the school year and the summer was here and they're going to come back in the fall and it's several months, and I would get them together. I loved doing this, and I'd say, okay, you've got the summer ahead. When you come back, I'm going to ask you this question. What can you do that's Jewish? Do something Jewish during the summer. Do something Jewish. The kids' hands would come up. I'm going to go to a Jewish camp. Or maybe somebody would be lucky. I'm going to Israel. Somebody would say, I'm going to read a Jewish book. Whatever. I'm going to come to services. Whatever it would be. Do something Jewish. Do something Jewish. And that's Ben Pazi's answer. That's the answer. It's when you're doing something, then you're really included in the Jewish people. Then you're really part of it. Then you really are doing what you need to be doing. Think all the great thoughts you can think. Have all the great ideas you can have, but try to do something. That's why rabbis, by the way, love the people who come to shul all the time, because you're the ones who are the faithful ones. You're the ones who are keeping the congregation going. You're the ones who are really making it happen when you're coming every Friday or every Shabbos morning or every minyan time. If you're doing that, or every time that you're needed, you're the ones who are doing that. And if you're doing something Jewish, it becomes so much more meaningful to you and so much more beautiful. Now, I said I love this because this is one of those stories that you almost can't believe, but it's kind of true, that the obvious answer is not the answer that was accepted. The obvious answer are the things, the Shema, and love your neighbor as yourself, and all kinds of other things like that. But what are you doing each morning and each evening? That's what's really important. Are you doing a good deed? Are you doing a mitzvah each and every day? That's important. Are you coming to the shul? Are you being part of Jewish life? Are you reading a Jewish book? Are you doing a mitzvah to help somebody? That's what's really important. And when you do it every morning and every evening, every day that you do it, then you really are bringing religion into your life. So I want to thank Rabbi Yehuda Nasi for kind of reminding us of that. And I want to thank, above all, Ben Pazi for kind of shocking us into understanding that. What's most inclusive of all the things that you could say? Well, you should offer up one lamb every morning and one lamb every night. One mitzvah every morning, one every night. One Jewish deed every morning, one Jewish deed every night. One Jewish deed, whatever you can do each and every day. That's really something beautiful and makes you included in our very magnificent Jewish faith. Turning now to the concluding portion of our service. Thank you. Page 56, Aleinu. Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדונה כל, לתת גדולה לעוצב ראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות אדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל עמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, נוטה שמיים ועושה הארץ, ומושב יקרו לשמיים עמם, ושכינתו זו מגבי מרמים. הוא אלוהינו אמת מלכנו, אפס זולתו, כתוב בתורתו, ודעת היום והשבת אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ מתחת עינו. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. היום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. This evening, we lovingly recall the memory of those persons whose yurt sites we now observe: Lillian Kurtzer, Abe Braveman, Ann Grossman, Fanny Schneider, Jeffrey Kresh, Betty Buchbinder, James Reiter, John Weiss, Alfred Lazarus, Sandra Tischler, Mary Wexler, Marvin Cohn, David Isaac Cohen, Zelda Harris, Monty Gittleman, Douglas Gilman, Ben Zion Kulik, Samuel Rishi, David Pfefferman, Stephen Seary, Robert Sens, Irving Spielman, Rudolph Moses, Luzer Finkelstein, Helen Perel, Maxine Weiss, Dory Dawn, Ted Stein, Mary Levin, Henry Rose, Michael Wexler, Mary Porter, Howard Blint, Sarah Ratson, Benjamin Levin, Henya Rutberg, Edward Weinstein, Molly Fiddler, Madeline Honig, Max Rosenberg, Milton Rosenberg, William Minkoff. And as well, we're noting that the following persons are in Shloshim, those remembering Rona Kaufman, Martin Sturman, Lillian Aber. Anyone else like to add names for the Yortzeit list this evening? Anyone want to share any memories?
My grandfather was Max Rosenberg, and he came over to this country with one of 5 brothers. They all settled in the El Paso area. They came in through Galveston instead of through Ellis Island. And they had stores together and various whatever. They each found wives and they raised their families in El Paso. That's where my mom was born. And he was one of the kindest, most loving men. Family was everything to him. He observed Shabbat, so on Fridays he had to stop smoking his cigar, which was really hard for him to do that until Saturday night. And so my grandmother would give him little candies suck on instead of his cigar. But the kindest, sweetest man. And when I was a kid, he would take all the grandkids. At that time, there were 4. He would take us to an amusement park every Sunday when we visited. And now, thinking of it, 4 wild kids he takes to a park by himself and managed us all really well. And would buy us cotton candy when it was time to leave. And all the kids, we were all, trying to be the first one to say, "Thank you, Papa," for a lovely day.
Nice.
He was a really wonderful man.
Nice, nice.
My mom really encouraged her. Well, let's just say she was very different from other moms. And growing up, I was sort of kind of embarrassed about it, but she was just a very unique individual, very independent. She refused to learn to drive, and she wouldn't tell us why. She rode a bike. That was what was embarrassing all over the town. But she was a nurse in the Army, and she joined the Army because she couldn't afford college. Parents were divorced when she was very young, and she was raised in a foster home, and for whatever reason, it was a Catholic foster home. Eventually, she came back to my grandparents, or my grandmother remarried, and she had a very Jewish upbringing, but she wanted to be a gymnast. She was incredible in sports, won the All-City Medal in New York. My uncle took me to see it once. But again, back then, they didn't give women scholarships for sports, especially gymnastics. So she joined the Army instead and did everything, very unique things. She was sent to London. She performed surgery on soldiers when there were no doctors around. And she was just an incredible, creative person, but not a traditional Jewish mother. And
Nice.
that was what was,
Nice.
sadly, she passed away when I was 23 with cancer. And we had a very high incidence of cancer in her family. I assumed initially it was genetic. However, during the war, instead of being in the bomb shelters, she was out taking pictures of the bombings and probably got exposed to something. And somewhere buried in the garage are those pictures that I'd love to donate somewhere.
Nice. Anybody else?
My name is Joe Tischler, and a year or 2 ago, in the auditorium, I think people in the congregation, especially the men, prayed for me because I'm recovering from a very serious head trauma. But you never know. Divine providence can lead you anywhere, and a lot of times it just happens out in the parking lot. And after the service, at the Yoneg, a woman comes up in her mid-late 20s, and she says, "Mr. Tischler, do you know the Sandy Tischler?" Yes, she was my very, very best friend. She was my wife. She was a good teacher in fourth grade. The bottom line is this. We need to know what we do. The lives that we touch. And the meaning is imprinted in the soul of someone. The reactions that we do that we can teach. And so, we apply this, if you will, in the park. They're not just a little ray of sunshine from my wife, who passed away from almost 13 years ago. It's all we can share.
Thank you.
What we do means to talk a lot that we do every day.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I hope for everyone who's had losses, those who shared stories and all the others, that beautiful, beautiful memories will be a source of comfort and consolation now and always. Please turn to page 58. And those who are mourners, and those who are observing your sites, please rise and join in the Mourners Kaddish, again, page 58. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah,
Amen.
v'yamad yivrach irutei v'yamlich machutei, v'chayechon v'yomecho, v'chayedecho beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mavorach li'olam lomei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Tamiran be'alama v'imru amen. Yehei shlomo Rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru
Amen.
amen. May the one who makes peace in the high heavens grant peace unto us and unto all mourners, to Israel and to all of humankind. Let us say, amen. Wait a second. Our president is here tonight. Any announcements? Oh, anything coming up in the next weeks? The only thing I know that will be for sure coming up in a few weeks will be Tisha B'Av services, but I don't, which will be. We have services tomorrow. Services tomorrow, 9:30, and Havdalah at night on Zoom, and Sunday morning at the Moon, which is or on Zoom, yes. And Monday and Wednesday Zoom. Okay. After I talked about it, I have to announce it, you know? Okay. And there is, of course, an Oneg waiting for us afterwards. And one more thank you, as I mentioned before, to Jill, who you can't see her, but she's the one always behind the camera so that all those people who can watch from home or far away, thank you, Jill, for always making this possible for us. We're going to conclude on page 211. Please rise and we'll face the flag. In these days, we'd like to end our service with words of hope for our Jewish people. Hatikva.
Kolon valeva benima nefesh Yehudi omiya ulfateh mizrach kadima ayin leTzion Sophia od lovda tikvateinu hatikva vat shnot alvayim liyotam chofshi me'atzeinu Zion Yerushalayim Lichyotam Chofshi Be'atzeinu Eretz Zion Yerushalayim